And you have joined me for Live with Heather Vickery. I am, in fact, Heather Vickery. Cracks me up every time I say that, but I reclaimed my branding. So we're going to say it. We're going to say it and we're going to say it proud. Be who you are. Thank you for being here. I am live right here on TikTok, over here on Substack, and over here on YouTube and LinkedIn. So forgive me for looking straight in the center and hoping that you all can get all the goodness that's coming from this. I want to be super transparent with everyone today. I am feeling less than fabulous today. I'm very, very tired, more tired than I usually am. I didn't sleep great last night. I was up way too early today, and we are going into a long weekend. Now, you're not going to catch me celebrating 4th of July in the United States of embarrassment, but I am going to celebrate um, people and humans and the freedom to fight for what we want. And I think it ties in really nicely with the content that I have to share today. So, quickly, for those of you who are new, my name is Heather. I'm a transformation coach, and I help people go from where they are to where they want to be by learning to know, like, and trust themselves fully with human design, and then unwire all of the bullshit programming that's been put on you your whole life through NLP work and subconscious reprogramming. I have a community called the Spark Collective. I host retreats all over the world. We have one coming up in January in Costa Rica. If you are ready to truly stake a claim on prioritizing yourself, finding your stillness, your voice, and your peace, you're going to want to join us in Costa Rica. I do custom human design readings. You can get a free human design chart on my website. Go to vickeryandco.com. Just find human design, grab that free chart. If you don't know what human design is, you're going to want to know. The quick rundown is it is a modern scientific self-discovery system that's all about expanding, knowing yourself and expanding yourself, and then working with what you have naturally instead of fighting against it, which is what most of us do all the time. But there's always that programming. That programming is so gross and it is insidious. It really is. And so we use subconscious reprogramming to shift away from all of that into being in alignment and being embodied with joy and with love and with purpose and with passion, even when the world is on fire, especially when the world is on fire. And it's fascinating, right? To be in this line of work right now when so many things are so bad and so many people are struggling, including me. I lost a huge business contract because of the anti-DEI rhetoric. My partner's been challenged by it as well. Like, it is real, live, and scary. It is really scary. Um, but we continue to show up and do the work because it matters. I choose joy because it makes me feel better in my life. It makes me show up more thoroughly and honestly and authentically because it changes the way I interact with other people. It changes the way you can feel in your own body. And that's the gift I want to give to everyone else. When you show up from a place of joy as a set point, as a default, you show up differently, you engage differently, you elicit different responses. It feels better. You're nicer to be around. You want to be with yourself more often, and you can have all sorts of mixed emotions all the time. That's a real thing. That's a true thing that happens all the time. We can feel scared and joyful. We can feel frustrated and hurt and grateful. We can feel all of these things at once. And I like to help you find ways to tap into that because it does matter. It makes a significant difference in everything that we do. And if we want to fight this fight, if we want to keep up trying to fight for humanity, we have to fight for ourselves in the process. We have to choose embodiment. We have to choose to prioritize ourselves first so that we can fill our cup before we show up with the rest of the world. And today I wanted to specifically talk about being an amplifier. So this has come up with me, for me, in a lot of different ways recently. It's really, really interesting, actually. I find that it's just very easy to support people who are doing things that I feel passionate about. If my friend and client Chris has a new book out, a new audio book out, I said, let me share it with people. I host a monthly networking breakfast here in Chicago called the Chicago Empower Breakfast. And I said, if you want, I can give away a free audio copy so that we can get some promo. I've got a copy of her hard copy of her book. I said, let's do that. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're so good at that. And I appreciate the compliment, but that feels easy to me. But I guess it's not easy for everyone. So I want to talk about what it means to be an amplifier. I believe that that is the work I do. And I see that my friend and former client and Costa Rica attendee Megan is here. Hi, Meg. I miss you. Megan was so kind to give me this feedback that is, I am your biggest cheerleader. So I don't just amplify. If you have a business or you're an author or a podcaster, yes, I want to amplify the work that you're putting out into the world. But I also want to help you amplify yourself. I want to help you see yourself and discover yourself so that you can live your life, be in existence, take up space, and have that impact on the people around you. Whether you are speaking on stages all over the world, or you just want to raise great kids or be part of a community garden, it doesn't matter what it is. But I want you to amplify yourself. I want to think about how we can amplify the messages of the people around us that we care for, that we believe in. What does that look like? Right. So some people call it activism. Maybe that's what it is for you. Some people just call it being a good person, but truly thinking about what it looks like and how simple it is to send an email, make a request, share something, promote something, um, just be in space where we are giving back and forth, where we are finding, we're telling capitalism to fuck off. That's what we're doing, right? Instead of going with the, well, if it doesn't serve me, I don't want it mentality, we say, when we have a world of happier, healthier, aligned, successful people, that can only serve me. It's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful for everybody. And I believe in this thing you're doing. Let me help you raise your voice. And this past week, people have been incredibly wonderful about doing that with me. I got very vulnerable. I asked a lot of folks for some very intentional help. And almost everyone has said yes. And we're coming up with creative ways to amplify the message and the work that I'm doing, particularly around making sure people know about the Costa Rica retreat. I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to do that. But you know what? It might take a few minutes of our time, but it makes a huge difference in life, in building community. When we help other people expand, when we share what's moving us, what's touching us, even something as simple as being on Book Talk and sharing book recommendations. I interview a ton of authors on my podcast, Was It Chance? And they are so grateful every time for anybody who says, I read this book, I liked it. Here's why I think you would like it. That's amplifying a message. Or even if it's just people who maybe don't know where to get information on great books in the genre that they like. Even something as simple as Book Talk or Bookstagram. I'm not on Instagram anymore, but Bookstagram or Substack was a great format for that. Amplifying so that people feel seen. Oh, this person likes to read what I like to read. I have a safe space in this community. Think about different ways that you can move forward in helping to amplify collectively, because it's not about competition, it's about community. How can you be part of a narrative of people who want to do something to make the world a better place? It doesn't have to be massive. It can be really, really small. And yes, it can be activism work. Last night I had a meeting. I'm a steering committee member for Indivisible West Side in Chicago. And we were just talking about that. Like, sometimes we're scared. Sometimes we need a buddy. Sometimes we need somebody to help us show up to a protest or a rally or to make phone banking. Maybe we need that in our business and our social media, or to encourage us to follow through. If you're dying to write a book, but you're not showing up for yourself, then guess what? Maybe you need an accountability partner to help you push you through on that, or you want to feel seen. Substack's a great community for writers. I have worked with a ton of writers. I am a writer, and I was just telling my partner yesterday, so we're amplified. Now I'm going to amplify Substack. Um, she's not sure if she wants to get involved in Substack. And I said, my plan when I joined Substack was simply to repurpose the posts that I was putting on my blog. That was it. I was just going to try and get a new audience by resharing this content. But something really unexpected happened when I got there. I felt warm. I felt welcome. It felt like a cup of tea. It felt like a library, or a cozy bookstore, right? And I started to see things that brought me joy, and I felt reconnected with being a writer. And guys, I'm a writer. I've been writing poetry since I could put words together. I'm not this is not self-deprecation, it's just truth. I'm not a great fiction writer, although I would really like to write a novel. I have a novel in my mind. Maybe we'll get there one day. I am more of a memoirist, autobiographical, but I do love to write. And so what started happening is I started writing for the sake of writing on Substack, not to promote, not to sell, not to market, not to educate, just to be, just to exist, just get the thoughts out of my mind. And I love that. And then people are there, and you know what they do? They amplify the message. They like the note, they share the post, they subscribe, they tell other people about it. The same thing happens on TikTok when we repost or we put things on our stories. If something moves you, if you feel connected to something and you make the choice to share it with someone else, you are amplifying. And that makes a beautiful, beautiful difference to whomever it is that you are supporting. You may think it's small or insignificant in that moment. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is not small and it is not insignificant. So I want you to think about the times where people have helped amplify you, what that felt like. Did you show gratitude? How did it shift things for you? And how can you do that for other people? How can you be that for other people and put that energy out into the world? So that is the message that I have for you as we go into this long weekend. If you're in the US, I'm probably looking for a protest tomorrow. So if anybody's in the Chicagoland area and they know of a protest, let me know. But I am going to choose myself. I am going to rest. I'm going to read. I am going to, water my plants and sit in my backyard. I'm going to grow myself. That's the best we can do, right? It's really, truly the very best that we can do. And so, yeah, we're going to keep it short today because I am feeling a little on the tired side. But let me pull a Create Brave card for you. For those of you who don't know, Create Brave cards are a deck of manifestation cards. And remember that manifestation isn't declaring something and it magically appears. Manifestation is an action. It's declaring something and then shifting the way you show up in the world to make it happen. I co-created these cards with my friend Rachel Swanson. I adore her. Oh, there's the card, you guys. I just shuffle until the card finds me. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. If you're curious and you want to get a set of Create Brave cards, you can get them on my website. So just go to the link in my bio, wherever you are watching this, vickeryandco.com shop. And you can get a deck of Create Brave cards. They are beautiful and I adore them. This card is perfect. Trust. I believe that what is meant for me will find me. Trust. I love this card. This is perfect for today. Amplifying, right? If it causes you to stop and read and think and have a feeling or an emotion, or if it's a person that you care about and you want to see them get a little bit more support publicly or promotion or get them in front of a new audience, trust that process and be an amplifier, because this is how we build a different economy. This is how we build a different community, collective energy. This is how we shift the narrative completely. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opportunity. All right. So just quick recap. If you want any support, I am live on Tuesdays for Ask Me Anything office hours. You are welcome to join. It's totally free. We can talk about anything you want. We can talk about amplifying. We can talk about manifestation. We can talk about the Costa Rica retreat, subliminal audio, subconscious reprogramming, human design, or you could just tell me what you did over the long weekend, whatever you want to do. The link for that is in my bio. You can join my Spark Collective, which is an $18 a month community membership where I drop weekly intuitive journal prompts and check in and support. And we also have a content library filled with all sorts of wonderful ways that you can show up for yourself in the cracks of life. 10 or 15 minutes a day, just a couple times a week will make a difference if you choose to show up for yourself. I want that for you. We have larger VIP one-on-one coaching programs, subconscious reprogramming, shifting work, NLP work. That's all on my website. And then if you are really looking to take that leap into choosing yourself, loving yourself, and finding time for yourself, join me in Costa Rica in January 2026. Again, you'll find the link to all of that in my bio. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. I know that a lot of people are trying to get out and go do their thing. I don't know what you're doing over there in Canada, Megan, but maybe it's just like biding your time till you can get to Friday. But it's a joy to have you here. And it's really nice when I can see that you're here and that you're commenting and that you're engaging. And it makes me feel like I'm doing something that matters. And I appreciate that. So the feedback is great. Be an amplifier. The world is waiting for you to be part of something that's bigger than just taking care of ourselves. And it's not that hard to do. Find ways to show up and show support and build community, because it does make a massive, massive difference. So that's it for me today. Have an incredible rest of the week, and I will talk to you next week. Okay. This is Heather Vickery reminding you today and every single day to choose yourself bravely, because it does matter and you are worthy. Sending you so much love. Bye, everybody.